So earlier today, I rode in the 2024 Canadian eSports Championships put on by Cycling Canada, and I was in the age group 35 to 44 women. Now, usually in Zwift events, you are categorized based on your powers. That way you're in similar abilities to each other. This race was a little different because it was a national championship. We were separated based on ages, so there was a mix of abilities within that age group. Normally, I am a C-level rider, and here I am mixed up with A's and B's and C's. Now, here I am just warming up. The pens will open at the time you see in the above the archway, as well as in the top right corner. And I thought I'd just quickly chat with you before I start. This is my first time streaming and recording. I do want to post these onto YouTube, and I didn't realize I was filming at such a small resolution. So I think that was optimized for streaming so I could get the data out quickly. But in the future, I will try to optimize for recording because I really like watching these videos, these course videos. And so I wanted to start creating my own because I'm doing this pretty much on a weekly or almost multiple times a week. So I thought I would share this race. So I am currently in the pen, and I am talking to the coach, and I am listening to tunes at the same time. And I didn't realize my audio was also not recording. However, you don't want to hear me out of breath, so I am just going to talk over. So I have tunes in my ear. I believe I was listening to Macklemore at this point, and so I'm just nodding to the beat, trying to get in the zone, trying to shake off the nerves. Because this is only an annual event, the nerves were a little bit higher than the weekly ZRL or the weekly team time trials that I do with this Synergy team. And you can see me wearing my Synergy team jersey as well. I like to wear it for more important events. And I'm just slowing down my pedaling, and as I will start gearing in to get a high wattage to get out of the pen. So here we go. So the race started with 2 quick turns, and I got out of the pen quickly, and that's because I do that twice a week in the team time trial and ZRL. And I knew it would be a hot start because there are so many abilities, and I wanted to take advantage of any drafts that are created now. So you can see all the faster riders just plowing ahead of me. And I do have an extra piece of software open called Sauce for Zwift, and that's the draft gauge that is on my screen. And that helps, I've only started using it recently, but that helps tell me if I'm in the draft, because often I'm either hanging off the back and I lose the draft and lose the group, or I overshoot. So I turned that on so I could be able to watch. And there, as you can see, as I explained overshooting, I just overshot the group. And there are 3 other Synergy riders in this event: Jill, Alicia, and Ange. But usually we're all wearing the same Synergy jersey, the same one that I'm wearing in real life. We have that jersey in game. However, for this event, they made us wear jerseys that matched our age group. So basically, I am against any of the other people in red. So I'm in the red jersey with the pink hat. Here I'm coming off the back again, so I'm surging to go through, 409 watts. And now you can see now I ease off to 100 watts. So I'm kind of yo-yoing in and out of this group, trying to find a happy spot. And lately, I have been doing some pretty high cadence I really like the momentum and it's been working for me, but I know I need to practice slowing down the legs as I'm currently pedaling along at 110 RPM. But we're not going to change anything when I'm in race mode. That's something that I'll go back to the workouts. So I don't think I mentioned yet, this course is called Rolling Highlands. It's in Glasgow and we are doing 3 laps. In the top of the screen, you can see that we are still doing the lead-in. So there are going to be 4 chances at a hill climb. The KOM on this course is called Breakaway Bray. So we're heading towards Breakaway Bray. And as soon as we're at the top of that hill climb, that will start the first lap. And then every lap will end with Breakaway Bray. So you can see each time I end up surging towards the front, I end up letting go a little bit to let a few people go ahead of me so I can get a draft again. And as I'm falling off the back on this climb, I'm going back up to 300 watts. And it's funny, I'm not able to watch all these numbers when I'm racing, but just seeing the 115 rotations per minute of my legs, I will be working on that. One of the advantages, even if no one watches these videos, is I will improve because I am studying these races. And here we are heading into the first KOM, and you will know the KOM is here with the red banner, the red flashing banner. And there you can see it ahead of the group. And this will really split up the pack. Usually in most races, a hill climb really splits up everyone's abilities. And likewise, when the elevation or the percent grade changes to red, you can see that number in the top right corner. When it goes yellow and then to red, when it's red, it means you can't draft anybody. So here I'm chasing Morgan out onto the climb. This is the third race we've done together as a group. So I know I'm starting to get to know people's names in this race series. So this will be race number 4 with this same women. So this is that hill climb. You can see my effort in the bottom of the screen is all red, over 300 watts. And at this point, I remember thinking, wow, I'm not going to be able to do this race. My legs don't feel great. And as I crossed the banner, I got a 1 minute, 1 second for that climb. And I've done this climb a few times in the past week, including a race last week. And my best time was 1 minute, 5 seconds. So I just knocked off 4 seconds off my PR. So no wonder I'm not feeling great, because I've just pushed myself that much, that few percentage points faster. And this is where the group splits up, and then now we're chasing the downhills together and trying to group into packs again. But definitely the A-level riders in all these age groups have taken off the front. The A's and B's, I should say. The elite riders are riding tomorrow, and I believe those are mostly A riders. I'm not exactly sure how they split those up, but as a C, I'm not too worried about that because I know I am exactly where I'm supposed to be. So with the figure 8, this bridge part, or with the figure 8 of this course, this bridge part, we ride in this direction several times through the race because we're always looping around and then coming through this bridge. So you will see this a few times, or I will just fast forward it depending how exciting it is. So here we are clumped together as a group of 7. That is still a great way to get a draft. As you can see, I'm still getting on my draft gauge about 150. And just pushing through these rolling hills over here. My teammate Alicia and my teammate Jill, who I ride with, who are both level C, so I see in the races twice a week, they are both in this group. So it was kind of nice to have some familiar faces who I know I can ride with. So here are the rolling hills. And the goal is just to stay with the group. And you can see there's a group up ahead. So I believe we're about to make a push to try to catch that group up there. Now with my FTP at 233, anytime I am going above 233 watts in the top left corner, I am pushing myself pretty hard. So trying to bridge with this green person ahead of me up to the front group. And they are coming closer and closer. Super interesting to see. It looks like I'm far away from them, but I am getting a draft. I'm getting like a 70 to a 50 draft from them, and I'm within 0 seconds, but from at least the visual standpoint, it didn't look like I was close to them. Obviously, when I'm trying to bridge, I am not able to look at the numbers as carefully as when I am commenting on top of the video. So there's Jill in the blue hat. She is going to make an awesome push, and I am going to try to respond to her. First, wipe the sweat off my brow. Now we're up to a 3% grade. So I am getting a slight draft from them up there, even though I'm a second behind. That was really interesting to see. And I am doing everything to try to bridge to that group. Thanks for the feedback or the comments, or support, I should say, Tiffany. So you can see it says Tiffany Penner, yes, and it's in red. So she's sending me a private message as I am Zwifting. So now I have caught on, and the hope is that that group does not surge, because obviously I am exhausted because I just put in a big effort to stay with them. Come on, stay. You can see my power at the bottom, my power profile. I went all the way down to zone 1 because that just finished me trying to catch up. But now, after I've put in all that work to bridge and catch this group, I am not going to let go of them. So it's hang out in this draft and try to get my heart rate down. So my heart rate, my power, and my cadence are all in the upper left corner. See, they're taking off on me again. I think I saw 4 watts per kilogram out of the leader of that group, where I'm only doing 3.2, and that's the advantage of being in the draft. But the leader will always want to try to kick people off of the draft. People like me who are tired. So now we are cresting the main hill. I can see the group way ahead. I don't think I saw that before because I was so focused on staying with these people. And there will be a banner coming, and at the banner, I will get a new power-up. My current power-up, if you look beside the 269 watts, that's the arrow boost, which I just deployed. And whenever you deploy an arrow boost, whenever you deploy any power-up, you try to answer and go all out to maximize the power up. So I wanted to use it before the banner. That way I can get another power up. Whereas if I kept it, then that power up would be gone. So the faster we're going, the bigger number that draft gauge gives out. It's always interesting to watch. And I am not on a Tron bike, and one advantage of that is you'll see my rider, my avatar, keeps sitting up, and when I'm sitting up, that tells me I am in the draft, whereas Tron bikes don't do that. So that's one advantage of not being on a Tron. And here comes a steep castle climb. And I know my abilities that I have more longer term power, so I tend to go out first on the climbs and try to hold it, whereas sprinters tend to go near the end. I've tried switching that up in a race and lost the pack. So at least for now, with my abilities, I will try to give out a constant climbing pace and to stay with them. So you can see we all stayed together. And when we are going slower, we're currently 20 kilometers at 26 kilometers an hour. The draft is not as good, but as we speed up, because we're about to go downhill a little bit, I believe, that draft should increase. Assuming I'm in the same spot in the draft. So yeah, that number came up a little. Now I'm in second. Now it should come up there, 180. So same group at 52 kilometers an hour. That draft number goes up. It is interesting seeing myself beside Jill. I know she spins at a much lower cadence than I, so her avatar is pedaling a lot slower than me. Something I will work on. But I am actually on a brand new kicker shift bike. The bike got warrantied earlier in the week, so this is actually the first race I've ever done with this bike. And I'm not sure if I have the gearing all set up the way I like it. So I wasn't too worried about cadence and gears. I did a test ride yesterday and just went with it. So you can see now I'm up front, so the draft is 0. Oh, we're on Breakaway Bray. I didn't even notice. So this is the second time we're up this KOM. We will be up 4 times in total. So everyone, or 3 of them, are using their power-ups, because we'll get another power-up up at the top of this archway. So I am riding above 300 watts for a moment there. Jill and I were doing some coordinated attacks in hopes to break up this group. I honestly think I had forgotten how hard I worked to catch this group by this point. Here's another surge. I'm back up to 289, 300 watts. We're up to something. And if memory serves me correctly, here is where I lose the group. With those two surges, I did not have the energy to answer my own surges, and they take off. And especially around this roundabout with a couple turns, losing the draft completely. And I think now is a climb. I think I tried to respond and come up. To 40 watts. Nope. They are gone. And this is where last lap, I think I was in the exact same spot. They are 2 seconds ahead. Do I catch them? I am going 3.3 watts per kilogram, 3.4. Jill's going 4 watts per kilogram. It's as if they are surging just to be slightly faster than me, and I watch them go off. I cannot answer it. Darn, and I worked so hard to try to catch them last lap. I think I try again on this climb. But looking at Jill's numbers versus mine, her numbers are the same and she's in the draft. So I don't think I have the power to catch her. And now they are going downhill, but I'm going downhill too. Tiffany's asking me for a sprint. I don't have red numbers. I'm down in 2, 1.9. I'm hurting, but they look so close. No, I'm down in the 160, 170 watts. That was it for me, and I think I'm on my own for the rest of the race. So let's fast forward to near the end. So right now I'm in 19th place out of 31 cyclists. So here we are 22 minutes later, and I am still on my own. I am 19th still, so I've kept the same place that you saw me last. And I'm just heading into the last breakaway bray. So the last hill climb towards the finish line. I have a feather power up, which is a great one to have for a hill climb. And it's always good to practice, even though I'm not competing against anyone for a place in this climb, to just go all out, to finish on a high note. So I am putting in some red numbers here. Sorry, I should say I'm in the red. I'm not putting out red numbers. Red numbers are when those numbers under my name turn red. I am not a sprinter. I prefer to be a climber. I'm working on my sprints, but for now, I just go hard the entire climb. If I have it. I have been racing for the past 53 minutes. So I'm putting out a 4.1 watts per kilogram, 4.2. Head down, just go to the last finish line. I've deployed the feather power up. And there's the finishing. I am 7th in my age category. My average watts per kilogram was 2.9, and my 20-minute max power was 3.2 watts per kilogram. And that was the event. So I'm so happy that I was able to share this with you. I really enjoyed watching it back because I miss a lot of the details when I am in the grind of biking the event. So I enjoyed watching this back. I can see I'm out of breath and dripping with sweat. And I hope you enjoyed it too. Maybe learn something. If you have any questions about Zwift or about what I'm up to, please put them in the comments. I'd love to start some conversations about this and share more of these rides. And I'd love to know what you'd like to know about these events. I will also put links to my Strava and other social medias if you wanted to connect with me. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you on the next ride.